Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. Today's video will be somewhat different from our regular content and covers a growing trend amongst the constitutionally aware internet community of refusing to show purchase receipts upon exiting large chain stores such as Walmart and Costco. Is it legal for them to search you? Do you have the right to refuse their requests? Let's dive right in and explore the laws. There are countless videos on YouTube featuring citizens who have refused to show their receipt to employees of various grocery stores and supermarkets.
I don't show my receipts. No, thank you.
So,
I want to see your receipt.
Yeah, no, get off of me.
I want to see your receipt.
Get off of me. I don't have to show you shit. You accusing me of stealing?
man, I'm trying to check the receipt, bro.
And each refusal provokes a vastly different interaction.
You know the policy here, we need to check your receipt, okay?
I'd like to just return this then. Thank you. Let's go to customer service.
In order to understand the legal complexities surrounding receipt refusals, it is important to understand that laws and their individual interpretations vary according to who is interpreting them. Laws are designed to be specific, and lawmakers make strong efforts to create laws that address the full spectrum of circumstances which may blatantly violate or circumvent the authority of their legislation. However, laws often contradict one another or do not fully address the intricacies surrounding certain circumstances and sometimes create legal gray areas which heavily depend on highly specific contextual information. In the case of receipt refusals, there are several legal factors at play.
I don't have to prove anything. We can go and we can return all your stuff right now. They don't have to sell it. It's already been sold. It is my property. I paid for it. It is my property.
The reason why you have to show us that receipt is because of the high dollar items that you have.
Are you serious?
I am. Are you serious?
What's going on?
Well, I'm being illegally searched for one.
It's not illegal. We checking receipts.
It's not state law. It's not city ordinance.
I know, but it's a company policy that we have to follow.
The first principal argument often cited in the case of receipt refusals are the protections granted to citizens by the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. The Fourth Amendment guarantees the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, and established the doctrine of probable cause.
You do not have the right to search me or to investigate. What do you mean by investigate?
Is this an illegal search and seizure?
According to the Fourth Amendment, in order to be detained, searched, or any of your property to be seized, probable cause must first be established. For probable cause to exist, an individual must have sufficient knowledge of facts to warrant a belief that a suspect is committing a crime. The belief must be based on factual evidence, not on speculation alone. The test which the court employs to determine probable cause is whether an objective person of reasonable intelligence would believe that certain circumstances indicate that a person arrested or detained has committed a crime.
Okay, what probable cause do you have to see my receipt?
We're just checking the receipt, please.
Okay, what probable cause do you have to check my receipts?
That's what I do. Yeah, I check receipts.
Okay, but what probable cause do you have to check my receipts?
Probable cause is often highly subjective, but nonetheless required in order to detain anyone for any reason, with or without the proper authority to do so. Which leads us to the next question. Do employees of department stores have the authority to detain you? The answer is yes, for two reasons. The protections guaranteed by the Fourth Amendment only apply to representatives of the local, state, and federal government. Although department stores are considered public, they are privately owned, and constitutional protections are only guaranteed against the actions of public servants and do not protect individuals against the actions and authority enforced on private property. While individuals retain their Fourth Amendment rights anywhere in public, those rights may not dissolve the rights granted to private property owners.
It's no reason why he should show the receipt for any reason.
It's merchants' rights. For private.
Show me the policy. It says
Private property.
Is there a policy that's rear that we have to show you, or we're not going to shop here ever again if we have to show what we purchased?
It's merchants' rights. If we ask for a receipt, we're able to see it.
Among the rights granted to private property owners and businesses as a whole are what's known as shopkeeper's privilege. Shopkeeper's privilege is a common law which varies in its scope and intensity from state to state, but essentially grants shopkeepers the right to detain a suspected shoplifter on store property for a reasonable amount of time. The shopkeeper's privilege is for the purpose of investigation only. If after a reasonable detention and investigation, the shopkeeper mistakenly concludes that the suspect is guilty and has them arrested, the shopkeeper becomes liable for the damages caused as a result of their actions. Just like any form of detainment, in order to invoke shopkeeper's privilege and detain an individual, probable cause must be established. A department store employee must have probable cause to suspect an individual has stolen something in order to demand proof of payment. If the employee detains an individual without establishing probable cause, the detainment evolves into an illegal false imprisonment.
my personal property. I paid for it. You have the burden of proof. You have to prove that I didn't. Burden of proof is on you guys, not me. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
The circumstances surrounding most receipt refusals create a cloud of legal fog which can be quite undefined and often results in an accusational paradox. The first time an employee asks a shopper to produce their purchase receipt, it is considered an informal request, not an accusation or speculation. An argument could be made that the very act of refusing to produce a receipt when asked provides the necessary probable cause required for detainment. Therefore, the accusational paradox arises of a shopper creating the very probable cause which they feel is an invasion into their privacy. Although there is no legal doctrine which defines the limitations or parameters of this paradox, some courts have ruled on similar instances in the past. In the case of Ball v. Walmart Incorporated, on June 23, 2000, the U.S. District Court of the District of Massachusetts ruled that an inspection of items in a shopping cart, which were purchased moments before, do not constitute an invasion of privacy because a person relinquishes their privacy right by placing themselves in a context where their legitimate expectation of privacy is reduced. And common sense dictates that the act of shopping in a store involves exposure of the person and the items they purchase. The right of privacy is founded on the idea that individuals may hold close certain items or private conduct which is no business of the public, and the publicizing of which is therefore offensive. The appearance of a person in a public space essentially dissolves the cloak of privacy which the law protects. The court went on to quote the 1951 case of Kelly v. Post Publishing Co., stating, "The law does not provide a remedy for every annoyance that occurs in daily life. Many things which are distressing or may be lacking in proprietary or good taste are not actionable." There are some exceptions to the questionable nature of requesting to see proof of purchase. As stated earlier in the video, if an employee has witnessed some suspicious behavior which leads them to believe an individual is stealing, an employee may detain the individual and conduct an investigation. Membership-based department stores such as Sam's Club or Costco also create exceptions by requiring consent to receipt checks as a condition of their membership. Overall, the refusal to show a purchase receipt upon request exists in a legal haze where policy, rights, and law are in an unceasing whirlwind of interpretation and inconsistency. The case could be made that the request to show a receipt is a violation of rights, or equally, a simple inconvenience which is not actionable by higher courts. Either interpretation is enshrined in some measure of fault and some measure of validity, and no great legal revelation rests on the shoulders of the refusal to show a receipt at Walmart. No wars will be fought in the name of receipt rights, and no agenda will be progressed through the refusal to produce a receipt or the demand to see one. To quote the modern Renaissance say, C. Joybell C., choose your battles wisely. After all, life isn't measured by how many times you stood up to fight. It's not winning battles that makes you happy, but it's how many times you turned away and chose to look in a better direction. Thank you for watching, and let us know what you think of this type of content in the comments below. Let us know if there's a legal topic or police interaction you would like us to cover. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more police interaction content.